G'day guys and welcome back to another video. Today we're talking about a game called TitanReach, an MMORPG RuneScape-like skiller being developed here in Australia as well as other parts around the world. Now this is scheduled to hit the scene 2021 Q4, but for now we can look forward to Kickstarter, which is around the corner in a couple of weeks, as well as getting our first real look at it if we get into this early access. Now this is really cool. This is your character creation screen for TitanReach. How cool is it? You have all these options to kind of swap out and change your character however you see fit. Really, really cool. Like, I'm so glad it just wasn't like a basic template where you join in, your clothes are all black or brown or whatever. You actually have the choice to do a little bit of customization. So that's really cool to see. I'm glad. Now, upon starting the game, you enter this tutorial area, which, to be expected, is basically showing you what you need to do in the world to get by, to survive. Now, because this is an MMORPG skiller, you do have to kind of grasp that concept that you're not just going to be fighting monsters constantly. It is, you know, kind of like how RuneScape is. You know, generally you've got a large range of skills and it's up to you to decide what you want to prioritize. So if you want to fight monsters, fight monsters. If you want to kill chickens, cows, and so on and so forth. Now, if you decide like you're someone like me, who's just a skiller that's happy to sit at places like Camelot with a lobster pot for 10 hours straight on end, fishing, banking, and you're happy with that, then that's great. Because when I first saw that there was fishing in this game, I'll tell you what, that got me over the line instantly. I'm not gonna lie. The other thing that got me over the line instantly was the fishing rod. Equipping this fishing rod, I didn't realize that you could walk around with it. Now that's awesome. Like, it is really cool. Like, throw it over your shoulder, run around, sit in town just casually with your friends, and then deciding to hit the lake and do some fishing. Now that's cool to me. I really like that kind of aspect. I like what they're doing with fishing. It's interesting. You can see the fish under the water. It's awesome. It's awesome. Like, if I wanted to see this in previous other games, that would be fantastic. The only game that I kind of loosely remember this in, and it's not even really fishing, is that kind of Zelda-y feel. Like, the graphics kind of remind me of, you know, the Zelda games that you see on Switch now, like Breath of the Wild, but it's still so cool. Like, I hope that this art doesn't change, and from what they've said and what I've kind of done my research on so far, that it's not changing. They're not planning on really giving it a revamp. They might tweak a few things, like, you know, the UI, for example, or maybe some textures on the ground, but it's not going to be a full revamp. The characters are going to look like this throughout the game. That's what they mentioned. It is prudent to know, though, that this is pre-alpha. The development is still in very early stages and everything is subject to change. So there is something to keep in mind. Now, as far as what you'd expect, I'm glad that everything is tight. It looks really decent. Everything in the world looks like it's there for a reason. There's no random shrubs or rocks kind of just thrown out there and that's how it is, almost like shit on a wall. It looks good. Like, they've mapped it out well. Everything looks right. The colors on the ground, as far as the plant lives, it's visually appealing. So playing these kind of games for hours and hours on end, you got to make sure that it's interesting enough to grasp everyone's attention. Now, for me, looking at the game for a matter of, you know, 10 minutes kind of thing today, I already knew that this was going to sucker me in personally. The pickaxe for me was a little bit weird. It is quite massive. That might change for the small pickaxe, but I think it keeps that unusual kind of feel. I like it. You know, I really do. If I was to choose between a large pickaxe or small pickaxe, everyone's gonna go, wow, look at this large pickaxe. Isn't this different? And different is exactly what we need. All right, guys, so having a look at the combat, looks pretty good. I like the potting, I like the animations there. It looks really sleek and cool, especially for alpha. Like, it definitely does look good. The movement is good. I do like aiming combat. It feels a little bit better, feels a little bit more fast paced. Again, I just hope the monsters are quite intuitive enough to kind of give you a hard enough time, but ensuring that it's not mega easy just to take a step left, a step right kind of thing to avoid all these attacks. So as long as it gives us a little bit of grief as far as monster UI goes, I'll be happy. If you're looking for another skiller, this is going to be the one. Like, I know it's early, I know we've all said these things before, especially with Kickstarter games, but this is going to be the one. The fundamentals are good, the ideas are good. Whether or not you think it's copying from another game or not, that's irrelevant. It looks really intuitive, it's gonna look fun and feel good to play. And that's all that really matters. A few cheeky photos that you would have seen if you're part of the Discord, the bank being one, very cool. A couple of the skins that you might see towards endgame, the skills that we're gonna have on offer, all look really good. Cannot wait for this, guys. Cannot wait. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.